This conference will now be recorded.
Hi there. My name is Magesh, and I'm coming from Catnip Infotech Private Limited. And I'm just going to explain about I'm going to give you a glimpse about RPA. What is RPA? RPA is Atomic Process Automation. It's a robotic process automation. This is a tool or currently booming product. Basically, it sits at the top of all application, whether it's a SAP application or a Workday application. Whatever the activities the human do, same way the bot will do. Bot is nothing but a software robot. Whatever a repetitive volume, task, or a mundane, whatever a day-to-day person does, it does. For example, an account person doing a lot of invoice process, so that what it does is it does the same thing what the human person does. For example, an accounts person, if he just does if he does for example, if he does an invoice, and if you just install a robot in that, it does the same thing what the human person is doing. For example, he puts that in an Excel, and it will go to the ERP field day, and it will fill the data, and it will mimic the human action. So that is the main thing about RPA. And when it comes to the bot, it is a component of RPA. Bot, control room, create license, runner license, that comes under the component of RPA. Whatever RPA is there, the process has to be in a structured way. There are two types of automation. One is attended, another one is unattended automation. The process is a straight through process and no need of attended in an unattended automation. Basically, an unattended is a straight through process. Attended automation, the human intervention is needed there. Human has to be on a software and has to click the button, then it will go to the next page. So these are the two things of attended and unattended. Unattended is a straight process, but unattended is a straight through process in which human intervention is not required. Basically, unattended is a back. It works at the back end. For example, it works in a control room or server room or in a data thing. For example, every 10 hours, for example, if you want to refresh the server in every 10 minutes, all you have to do is just give an instruction to the bot, and it will just every 10 minutes, it will refresh the server. That is what unattended does. Attended is human intervention is required in that. And you need to sit on the software and you need to click the next button. So this is how it works. That means the human intervention has to be there in that attended automation. Based on attended and unattended, the full RPA cycle is developed. The transaction has to be in a volume. It has to be a repetitive, and it has to be a repetitive in nature and mundane. Mundane is nothing but a monotonous work. This is what RPA reduces it. It reduces, for example, if your work structure has a volume, if your work structure has a repetitive, and if your work structure is in a monotonous work, if it does a monotonous work, when you just introduce RPA in that, this RPA will help you to reduce the human action. It will mimic the human action. Once you start using RPA, time consumption is there, and you get 100% accuracy, and there will be no error, and it will save your time. So I'm just working as an operation manager at Catnip Infotech. So if you could just give a time, if you think that this is impressive or something, If you could just give me a time, I'll just get my technical team and give you more elaboration about what is RPA and how we can help you out in this. So that's it from me now. Over to Praveen.
Thank you, Magesh sir. Hello everyone. I'm Praveen here from Catnip Infotech Private Limited. So as my colleague Magesh sir had spoken about what is RPA. RPA is an emerging technology involving bots that mimic human action to complete repetitive tasks. As he spoke about the process and how it works. So let's go for the further slides. So these are the few of the industry verticals where RPA can be used. So customer service, accounting, financial service, healthcare, human resources, supply chain management. Let's go for the next slide. So today we are explaining about the Hello A2019 bot. So these are the few of the commands which we are using for the same. So there are launch browser, capture, write to file, open the Excel, go to cell, multiple cell, get multiple cell, loop, set cell, Excel advanced, and close windows. I'll be explaining each one of the command from here. So let's go. Without further ado, let's go for the next slide. It says launch website. As the name says, it is used to launch a website, which you have to specify the URL, which website you want to launch, and this launch website command only supports Google Chrome, IE, that is Internet Explorer, and Microsoft Edge. Let's go for the next command, which is a screen capture command. It well, by the name only, it says it captures the view which we direct it to. So basically, it's used to capture the screen. Let's go for the next command, which is using write to file action. So what it does, it writes all the captured data onto the CSV, Excel, or text file, whichever you wish. Next command is loop command. It basically loops each rows in an Excel dataset. In the same loop command, we have go to cell, get multiple cell, and set cell. Go to cell, what it does, it goes to the specific cell with the from the spreadsheet. What is get multiple cell? It sets the value of the active cell. Sorry, I'm talking about get multiple cell here. So this command is used to get the data from multiple cell, as the name says. Okay, now set cell. What is set cell? It sets the value of the active any particular cell. Let's go for the next slide. Is Excel command package open and Excel command close, Excel advanced close, and window close. So Excel advanced package, it is used to open the Excel sheet. The next command is close, which is used to close the Excel sheet, and the window close is used to close the window whichever you are working on. Yeah, whether it is IE, whether it is Google Chrome, or as I mentioned about the Microsoft Edge. So that's all from me. Now next, my colleague Grace will be explaining about the further slides. Yeah, Grace.
Thank you for that, Prabin. Now I guess we have a rough idea as to what RPA is and few of the work commands used in RPA. So let me show you where these commands are used with a live example, where a tours and travels company visited Catnip Infotech with a problem. They were facing a problem in enrolling and collecting data from their web page filled by their customers and transferring the same to Excel and company CMR, which was a repetitive, stressful, and time-consuming task. So they asked us for our help. So we, the Catnip team, took the challenge and decided to automate this process. So to do so, we asked them a couple of questions to understand their workflow, after which we divided the workflow into 4 steps. The first step being extracting the data from the web portal into a CSV file. Here, CSV file is nothing but an Excel file. So this extraction of data from web portal into CSV file is done by three commands, that is launch website, capture, and write to file command. The second step was to open the CSV file and launch the CMR website, which was achieved by using open, go to cell, and launch browser command. The third process was to populate the CMR web form, which was achieved by using get multiple cell, loop, and capture commands. And finally, to update and save the process done, which was achieved by using close action. So as we know, RPA is a substitute for human work process. Let's see our bot is built to do the same process using all these commands. Now I call upon Sandhya to create a bot and explain the same.
Thanks a lot, Dinesh. So I am Sandhya from Catnip Infotech Private Limited. So technically now understanding a rough problem statement from the tour and travel company's end. So let's get started with creating a bot, and let's see how exactly we can help them over in the same process. I shall be sharing the access to my control room, and I will also explain you guys how to construct a bot now. So stay on the same phase, and I will start it over. So let's create a new bot. Okay. So tour and travel company. Let's create a new bot for them. So the process basically consists of solid 3 steps. So let's go step by step and explain how exactly the process flow should happen. Okay, so let's go to the action bar and type in for this step initially. So this has to hold on to the sequence of steps which will be happening further. So the first step would be extracting the data from the web portal to the CSV file. So let's name the step as same, extract data from the web portal to the CSV file. And the next would be launching the website. So go in and type launch the website. So since they've already given the website which they will be using, onto which the whole customer details will be updated. So they've provided me the link. So this will be the link for the TNT company, which is tour and travel company, CRM portal. Go ahead and apply, and we have to also select the default browser as Internet Explorer and apply. So this shall cover the launching of the website as the first step. So this will be, later part is we are supposed to extract this CRM details for a particular CSV file. So go ahead and create a next step. Next step, which is supposed to happen. Yes. So in this step, we are supposed to open an Excel onto which we are supposed to have all the data from the CRM to be put here. So go for Excel Advanced and choose Open. And here, let's select the default CSV file that we will be storing the whole data of the TNTC of the CRM. So deploying the bot agent onto the system, so it will search the file on my desktop and also give me the file that I have to store the whole data. Okay. So the file will be same as run. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply. So before which we have to check it's supposed to be in read-write mode, and also check the box which tells sheet contains a header so that it will read from the starting of the sheet. So the next will be to get multiple cells, as Robin already explained. Get multiple cells is supposed to read all the multiple cells from the CSV sheet. So it should basically read all the rows, and let's go ahead and create a output variable of type table, onto which we will have to store the table contents which is extracted from the customer relationship management system of the TNTT company. Next, we are looping to see that all the rows are read through. So going ahead and dropping off loop. And since we are using the table as the output variable, we are supposed to read each row from the table and give the output variable table from which it's supposed to be reading all the rows. Then we are supposed to create a variable to read each record of that particular table. So this will basically give each record of the particular table. So let's go ahead and save it and apply. So this basically finishes off with the step 2. So here we are extracting the data from the CRM and pulling it back to a CSV file for the next step, and reading each and every row and each and every record of a file. So next step, let's go and create next step. That will be open the CSV file and CRM will launch, which was the second step. Name this here. This step would be to populate a CRM web portal, onto which we will be filling all the details that has been extracted onto your Excel format of the CSV format of the file. That should be filled back onto a web portal. So here, let's go ahead and capture the new website which we will be looking for. So go ahead and give. So after the loop command here, we're supposed to launch the new web portal inside this. So that will be the CRM web portal which we're supposed to populate further. And also again mention Internet Explorer as a default web browser, apply and save. So the next step would be we are supposed to populate the CRM. So for which we are supposed to basically use get multiple cells, and we are supposed to record all the captures of the table. So get multiple cells. Assigning the same to the table variable, apply. Next would be recording option. So here, go ahead and capture the window which we are supposed to be using. So before which, let's open the web portal on which the CRM comes completely there, which is of travel and tour company. All right. So here it is. This is the customer relationship management portal for travel and tour company. So let's refresh the same here. We have to capture So this shall be the second window on which we have to basically fill all the details also. Right. So score it and refresh the windows completely. Okay, so let's see which are available right now. IT bit, sign up internet. Yeah, this is the one. And now we're supposed to capture the object. First name is getting captured. Processing the capture is processed. Wait until the recording is finalized. So here we can see the capture is in the format of text box which we wanted. So we have to scroll down and give the get action as set text, create the keystroke variable, which is basically used to store that. So it's supposed to be of each record type and it should be of by name. So it's supposed to be look at the same name which is given here, which is given in the table. Copy the same thing, since this is what the CSV format of file will also contain. Copy the same and use the same here. First name and insert. And ignore the changes without any further ado. Let's apply it. So we are supposed to capture, we are supposed to do the same action for each and every particular text field which exists here. So let's go and do the same. Capture again and capture the window, which is sign up format. Capture the object. So last name is captured now. Let the recording capture finalize. So the action is supposed to be set text, and let's give the variable also control F. So we have to insert the value, each record type, and by name, which is under is last name. Insert and apply. All right. So next capture. Okay, let's refresh it again. There is some problem. Okay. Let's refresh this page. It might be some problem. Right? The company name is captured. Okay, you guys could see the red line sparkle. Go ahead and capture, set finalizing. All right, so now we are supposed to select the action as set text and give the keystroke value as each record and by name. The third column is company. Insert it. Okay, going ahead to the next capture. Giving the same. IT bit signer. as a portal to capture. Let's refresh the window again. There might be some problem with the Internet Explorer. Please refresh the window again and again so it will recognize the columns that you were supposed to capture again. So next is the email address recording we finalized. And it is done. So set text as an action. The piece show is supposed to be given each record and by name type. So next is email. Okay, insert it and apply. Next would be capturing the next value. Refresh the window once again. Let's see. Yeah, the available window will be working. Yeah. So next is phone number. Recording capture finalizing. Go back to the field again to give the action as that text and also to give keystroke variable as the record type and choose a file name, which is supposed to be phone. Insert value and apply. The next would be available windows. Go ahead and capture. To refresh again and to press not available. To refresh to the available windows, select the and go ahead and capture. So the last one is the country code. The text field which I'm capturing. So this is also the text box format. So go ahead and give the action as that text and give the keystroke value for each record and by the name default feature from here. Click apply. Then the next capture would be of the register button. Okay, perfect. So register button is easily captured here. this is of type button. So we are specifying the action as click, and we are supposed to apply. So we are done capturing all the record types. So now we are supposed to go ahead and give a particular update on the specific status column that we are going to update. So right now, we are supposed to also capture the enter customer information below. So once you register, it will display the customer information is completely validated. So for that, things we captured, go ahead and capture once again. Only the field text field here is available. Guest property, and the property name should be given here. This is supposed to be of record type. Supposed to be able to get that we capture it. Just give it a second. Fill up a client tab, you're supposed to get that as a text field to recapture it again. So all right, get property and give this as the value, what is supposed to be of HTML inner text field as a property name. And give the variable name to be any, which is supposed to be created new. So the type of the variable should be of any. So new variable. Go ahead and apply. The next would be, so we're supposed to update the action of a particular status bar in the customer relationship management detail. So now you're supposed to set particular cell to update the status. So we'll set cell as the action. Go for set cell, drag and drop. So here we are supposed to select the active cell as an option, and also we are supposed to give the cell value which we are supposed to be updating, and that cell value select this, and the cell value should be G2, which you are applying. And the next thing would be go to cell. So after you go to cell, you are supposed to go to a specific cell option, active cell option, and then give one cell below, since the status should be updated for every single row. So one cell below is the option that you're supposed to give and apply. And so since the process was done, we are supposed to close the windows which we have already opened. So use the option window close. So here, drag and drop the same. And we are supposed to be telling which window to be closed. It is the sign up portal which is supposed to be closed. And the last option would be close another window which we have opened. That would be to refresh and see the other window which is open. We have two windows which are open, so it has to reflect both of them there. Currently active, all the currently active, all there. So this is the whole bot. So let's go through perfectly how it goes from the beginning. Let's see if we have missed out anything. So initially it has like 4 steps which it has to basically do. The first step would be extracting the data from the website portal and putting that into the format of a CSV. So this is the first website which you will be launching, which is technically this website. This is the customer relationship management website onto which all the details of a customer from tour and travel company will be updating. All the employees of them will be updating. And data part, you are supposed to update all that and put it into the format of a CSV. So for which you are supposed to open the CSV file and select that which is supposed to be defaultly present on the desktop or any other location which is supposed to be specified. Browse the file and apply it and say it's supposed to be in read or write mode, and it should also check the headers. So go ahead and save it. The next thing would be get multiple cells, and this is supposed to read all the multiple cells which are available on the CSV file, and it's supposed to read all the rows and the read tab. It's the output variable that is being specified for a particular row. All the rows to be stored in a particular table format. And then we have loop options which loop all the rows in a particular table, and each record is also specified in it. Launching the second website onto which all the details are supposed to be put onto. So we have capture options, series of capture app options which have been recorded, and the status of that particular bot will be updated. So let's see how the bot basically comes now. Okay. Let's see how the bot basically works now. Let's run it. So, okay. Let's run it and see how exactly the bot basically runs, which is supposed to close all the channels. Okay. Since their work was pretty monotonous, we thought we can automate the workflow, which was very monotonous and boring, since this was a problem statement from the end of the tour and travel companies. So the bot agent is running now. So this is opening the website browser. This is the customer relationship management browser of tour and travel companies. So this captures, and this will be converted into the format of the CSV. The CSV format you can see at the taskbar below. So this is how it's filling the details and it is registering. So all the details are continuously registered. This monotonous work process, which is very tedious for the employees there, this is how it can be automated. We can see all the details filled in properly. We have successfully completed how the bot exactly works. So now let's see what is the review about the theme was from the company's end only. So now I would request Mr. Francis Narigam to tell me how exactly they would feel about the previous process and how exactly was it like the previous process, and how would you turn out to tell that this is the magic about RPA.
Good afternoon to and all gathered here. I'm Francis from Tours and Travels. Firstly, thank you, Catnip team, for giving us such a great solution. And to answer your question, Sandhya, our process was before RPA. Before RPA, the task was stressful, repetitive, and time consuming, because of which the morale of a company was low, as we used to do the same repetitive work, which also reduced our productivity. Or in other words, it was taking quite a while for us to track our customers and reach them with travel information, offers, and other stuff, because of which we had lost some of our customers. And thanks to Catnip, now we are not facing such problems.
Thanks a lot, Francis, for the information. Now, I would also request Anthony, who's also one of the process heads in the same company, to tell me how exactly RPA would be helping out your problem.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm Anthony, Senior IT Manager from Tours and Travel Company. As Francis told, earlier we are facing the manual process before automating automation. We are facing lot of manual process work. Like we have to go to a website and we have to capture all the information and update in the CRM form, and then it needs to send to relationship manager. But this process, it takes like a human error also, like we are facing some delay in the customer deliverance, and this lot of issues there. So that we have planned to go for an automation. At the time we have find the Catnip team, so that we have the Catnip team come and access all the processes and the things, everything. Like early discussion from Catnip team, Praveen has came and discuss all the process about the thing which are we are facing the pain point. Then at the time we are not really amazed, but when after deploying the automation, I was quite amazed to see how the human work was replaced by the bot. Thanks to know which the office employee can concentrate on much productive work, because of which the moral of the company was improved. So I would like to thank Catnip team for reducing our stress with a better workflow, which helps us save time, cost, and increase productivity by 75%, and also excluding all the human errors with a smart flow of the worker. So that while we see the automation how works in our company, we are going through, we have planned to all the manual process going to automated by the Catnip team. I thank once again for the amazing work for Catnip team. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for the praise. It was very nice to hear that from your end. So yeah, so anything that can be automated will surely be automated for the further end. So this is how exactly we conclude the session. Thanks a lot, guys.
This conference will now be recorded.